Hey, we're on the move here with James Ford. James, how you doing?
Doing all right. What's going on, buddy?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Just, we wanted to talk to people in the community and the business and in education who are making moves and thinking about other people leading change. And I've always been inspired by really just the stand you are for people and what's possible in our society. And I'm just curious what keeps you going, what moves you, what inspires you?
I'm inspired by people. I love people. I'm a people person. For me, I see the full humanity of people. I see the God in people. And part of honoring that is wanting to do right by folks. And whenever I'm in a situation where I see people aren't being done fairly or justly, I feel compelled to act. It's a expression of faith. But it's also like it's a mission. You know what I mean? And so for me, I'm not a people pleaser, because you can't make everybody happy doing this work. But at the same time, it's about allowing everybody to fulfill their full potential.
And who's been a part of that for you? Who's really been a champion in your life that's helped you really fulfill your potential and bring out the best in you?
Man, I gotta be honest, man. It's a lot of people who I think fit that description. Obviously, like my parents raised us to be that way. I had some teachers. I always talk about Mr. Stokes, who really reached out and helped to change my life. But then just other mentors, man, even as an adult, people who just sow into you without any thought of getting anything in return. And that's how I want to be. I just want to be able to give back to folks and also pay stuff forward. And so that's what I would say.
Yeah. I had this guy in high school, John Burton. He was my history teacher. And I used to, act up a little bit in school.
You?
Yeah, it's shocking. And one time John Burton came over to me when I was, messing up an answer on purpose, and he just stood there, man, and he just looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And he didn't even say a word, but I felt like 2 feet tall. And you know what? Ever since then, I was like, I better take this guy's class seriously.
That sounds a lot like my Mr. Stokes story.
Yeah. Just having someone like that in your life. And, as you're going forward, a lot of things you're doing in education.
Yep.
And what's a vision that you have for our society, for the business community, for schools? Just curious, what are you creating? What's the movement that you want to live into?
I want to live into this idea of radical imagination, which really deals with what you just said, which is how can we create a society that really embodies all the ideas that we claim that we value, right? Obviously, I'm heavy on educational equity, so all your marginalized groups, what does it look like to build an education system where these things, race, ethnicity, socioeconomics, are no longer barriers, but where kids are really, for real, able to thrive and be able to reach their maximum potential? And what would it be like to create a society where when they go out into the world, man, nobody fears about being mistreated, nobody fears about being robbed of opportunity or being robbed of their life unjustly? And it's about not just knowing what you want to tear down, but what you want to build, and that's what I want to construct.
Woo! Something you want to build and not tear down, man. We sure need more of that, don't we? And all right, so we're finishing up. We're over here at Manolo's Bakery to get started. And one thing in 30 seconds or less, what's one thing we don't know about you like doing for fun? I'm
telling people that I'm a record collector. But I have been for like 30 years, like way before this became trendy. I've always collected records just as a hip hop guy and a beat maker, but I still collect records to this day.
Love it, man. Hey, thanks for spending some time with us.
Brother, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.